Some people say that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Some people say imitation is a form in which non-creative people can't think of an original idea or do a simple Google search to see that a simple name has already been claimed and already been taken. Tonight, we discuss the details of that story. It's Dudes with Brews on the Porch.
Cue that intro.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with Brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Rob,
Drew.
how are you?
I'm good.
You're good. Great. Glad you're here. Let's talk. All right? Let's talk about the beer real quick. We are drinking Ology Brewing Company's Sprinkle Factor, a tart milkshake IPA with blood orange and vanilla. And it looks good. It smells good. Smells sweet. You can get that lactose smell with it. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty solid. You're taking that first. Did you take that sip yet?
No, just taking that smell in.
Just taking it all, and it smells delicious. It is 7% on the ABV, 0 on the IBU.
It's a 0 or there's no IBUs?
It's 0 on it.
We got a number and it's 0.
It's 0, yeah.
I like it.
It smells like juice.
Yeah, we've been drinking a lot of juicy beers lately.
And I'm about it. This is delicious.
It kind of tastes like maybe if you put some Sprite in an orange juice.
Kind of, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I don't know if I don't want to say it tastes like that. It has that after, like it has a fizzy
Like that feel,
fizzing-
yeah.
yeah. It's like an orange juice soda, but not an orange soda. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's like an orange juice soda.
Kind of like a mimosa in a sense.
Yeah, like
Something like that.
maybe they added the vanilla later,
Sure.
like a lot of sodas did
It's from
back in the day.
Ology Brewing Company, Tallahassee, Florida. So all our friends down south.
So something good does come out of Florida.
A lot of good things come out of Florida. There's been a lot of good bands out of Florida. A lot of good news stories out of Florida. Disney World's there. We've talked about that, though.
Yeah, but is that really the Disney you want to go to?
Rob, I'm a bit peeved, a bit mad,
Jumping right in, huh?
and I don't want to be an asshole. But the other day, I was telling somebody to subscribe to our podcast, and they bring up something, and they show me this image that came up, and I said, "No, that is not it. It's a fairly similar name." And I got upset. I got mad, and I had I sent you a picture.
Yep.
You were also got mad.
I was mad.
I don't want to say the name of the podcast because I don't want people to bring attention to it. But
Well,
pretty much,
technically, we already said the name of the podcast.
yeah, because it's ours
Yeah,
without a few words.
yeah.
And now, like when people go to look for it, that's the thing that I think is going to annoy me the most. Is that one might show up before ours.
Yep, probably will.
All you had to do was a Google search, a simple Google search, and you would have found this one, and you wouldn't have taken it. Now, this brings me to a couple different areas. And I don't know these guys. They're probably cool guys. You know, I have no beef with them. I'm just not thrilled on the name of their show. But here was my thought process. Do we go for the trademark? And I can't justify, Rob.
I don't. Yeah.
I can't justify spending $300 on a trademark for a name in which, for a podcast that is a hobby. We're over 200 episodes in. We've been around for quite some time. I mean, all it has to take is, these guys have been around longer. Okay, originally they had the name, you know? But it's led me to think about some things in a deep manner, Rob, and some of the thoughts I don't think you're going to like. And it's going to be a little serious this episode, okay?
All right.
So the trademark thing, I don't want to do. $300.
Check that off. That's not on the.
Well,
on the
$300.
table.
You know what I mean? To for a podcast that's quite frankly a hobby for us.
Yeah.
We do have.
We could use new microphones or a new
No,
headset
these mics are great.
or new headphones so that
Yeah,
we don't need to share them when we do interviews.
We could do a lot of things.
There's more that we could do with $300 to put into the.
Well, we could get a field recorder so we could do paranormal stuff. And honestly, I've put enough money into this podcast, and I haven't gotten much back in return as far as financials. I have made
I'm just gonna say this to our listeners. I've put no money into this podcast.
I have made money. We have made a few money off some ads.
You must have gotten a kickback on the sweatshirt I bought. I did put that money in.
Yeah, there was that. No, but from some of the ads, we did get some money back. Not a lot though.
Yeah, based on my investment, I got my fair share.
You sure did.
Yeah.
And so it just doesn't make sense for me to trademark something that doesn't make us money. You know what I mean? Like I could see if we were getting advertisers and we were doing these things, sure.
Yep.
Trademark it. The other thing, Rob, you're leaving soon.
Yes.
When is that happening?
It's quicker and quicker at this point.
Really?
I'm like into final stages of getting things put together.
So you're pretty much on the verge of moving to the West Coast.
I put some stuff out there looking at like on roommate sites and things like that where March. I'm looking
March?
for March.
Okay.
Yep. That doesn't mean it's definitely going to be March, but it can be March if I find a place where I want it to be within the price range I want it to be in.
Yeah. I have my third child arriving in June, Rob. That's going to, on top of being in grad school, working full time, doing family functions and going to sporting events, getting ready for the new baby, hanging out with my other two kids, you know, and I have another job on air on the radio locally.
I don't like where this is going. I can see the writing on the wall.
There's a chance that I might hang it up.
Hanging it up.
Maybe. Or Rob, do we go through, because the show is not going to be the same without, like, you know, it's going to be hard for us to, it already is hard for us to schedule now.
Yes.
When you're in the same town.
Yep. It's
going to be difficult for us on different time zones to do on a weekly basis. It is. It just really is. So, and especially with the new baby and me trying to balance everything else, it's just a lot to think about. You know what I mean? I feel like this podcast has kind of gone on the back burner a couple times already. I don't like that's what happens, but it's that's just the reality of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Even today, we almost didn't record. We were dodging and dodging.
Old age is catching up, and both of us were like, yeah, the Rams are on, and it was a long day.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But I always enjoy when we get together and do it.
I do too. And then I think, you know, we get a good amount of listens. We have a fair amount of listeners, more than I ever thought we would. Honestly, like,
oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
significantly more than I thought we would.
If Podcoin wouldn't have gone down, who knows where we'd be?
I know, dude. But so going on a bit of a hiatus is an option, or ending it is a thought that I've had. And then in that case, the name doesn't matter because, you know what I mean. It still does, and it's still the fact that, you know, we got ripped off with the name.
I mean, well, we all know when I went on my rant about names that were not the same. They were just our name in reverse or with a number in front of it.
And they're all after ours. They're all after this show. This show, the name, and granted, it is not the most unique. Like Dudes with Brews, I'm sure a lot of people could have thought of that. Dudes with Brews on a Porch. It's a play on comedians.
See, I came up with Mans with Cans, so I think you're wrong. I think that Dudes with Brews was hard to come up with.
Cans. It was a play on comedians in cars getting coffee. You know what I mean? Because we're not comedians. We're dudes. We're not in cars. We're in a home setting, a porch setting, and we're not drinking coffee. We're drinking beer.
Yeah, but it also it negates the house purchase. I mean, you bought this house for the porch, for the podcast.
Yep, exactly.
So you're gonna
but
you have to recoup that somewhere,
right? So calling it quits is an option, just with the balance of time. rebranding has occurred to me as well, because you're a part of a staple of the show. You are one of the dudes on the brews on the porch with brews on the porch. Like you and me are it. You know, I've done episodes without you, but you have been along for the ride for years now.
Yeah, it seems crazy.
You've definitely surpassed Josh in his 8 episodes. Yeah, no.
I'm joking, Josh.
Josh is still one of my best friends. I love the man very much. But yeah, so rebranding was an option that I've thought about, and I haven't looked. See, now if we were to rebrand and we were to change the name and kind of use the same feed, maybe develop the show into something a little more niche, maybe, in which
hone it into
something.
Have a mission statement of some sort.
Well, Craft Brews Casual Conversations. That's what we're about.
No, I think we've handled that.
Yeah,
we've conquered.
But if you think about
conversations.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it more, and I was just like, well, every indie podcast, for the most, I would say 90% of the indie podcasts out there are just two friends shooting the shit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're going true crime. I was all for it.
Well, that's it too. It's like, or true crime is a big one, but you know what I mean. There's always we have no filter. We whatever.
Yeah,
we talk about anything and everything, which is what we do.
But we could do like real true crime, which is
a lot of work. That's way more work than doing this.
But I'm not talking about murder. I'm talking like the missing soccer ball.
Oh,
the cases that people want to hear about, but nobody's talking about.
Yeah, where's the soccer ball?
It was in the trunk.
So if we could rebrand, in a sense, I don't know what we would do. We're not an expert on anything.
No, well, we could pick something to become experts in and then make that the podcast.
Oh, there you go. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. It's all the other podcasts. There's movie podcasts, TV show podcasts, and quite frankly, podcasts like yours and mine are hard to reach a mass audience because
we're not getting the niche groups.
Well, the world of podcasts is saturated.
Yeah,
there's a million independent podcasts, but people aren't listening to us. They're listening to celebrities. They're listening to Joe Rogan. They're listening to Rob Lowe, Conan O'Brien, and I listen to some of those too. But you know what I mean? Like, those are the ones I'm going to lean to first before I dive into an indie podcast that will probably suck. And I'm not saying ours is good either. I don't even know if I.
Well, I'll say this: one thing you get from our podcast, if you ask me honestly, we're like a roulette wheel. You get good episodes. That's your black. You get some shitty episodes. That's your red, and then you get your occasional great episode. And yeah, sometimes you got to weed through the reds to get to the greens. It's just how roulette works, you know.
I like that.
You know, that's this show's a gamble. We appreciate you guys being along for the ride.
We've created games. We've interviewed a lot of cool people, and so like I don't know, like is this going to be an internet or an interview format? If it is, that's going to be hard to maintain then too, because
and honestly, I don't like the.
I don't either.
I have a hard time with the interviews just because with two people interviewing one person is a difficult. Like, I'm okay with you handling that or one of us handling the interviews.
Right.
Like,
but I'm saying but there's a million of those too.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? And it's just I don't know. So I thought
that's where it comes down to, like, if you want to do that, then like to do a standout interview, you have to
get celebrities.
Well, that or even just do due diligence and research, which that's where I dropped the ball. Everybody, I'll call myself out on that because I'm the one that had more time. I don't have a family.
I watch, like, if it's like a movie or a show that I watch it.
Oh, I know, but there's more. That's why I say due diligence, because there's more to it than just watching that. Like,
yeah, I know. I feel like I've gotten into some good talks with some people.
Oh, I agree. We definitely have. But I just feel like there's more. I don't know. I always think there's more I could have done.
Yeah, there's more that I could always do too. So with that in mind, I don't know. Those are kind of the options.
Well, I mean, what otherwise, like, doing a weekly show or even like bi-weekly is that's a lot of time. We could always go to a monthly and do like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
All right.
I don't know.
Just throwing it out there.
I agree. But so if we were to rebrand What are some names that you think we could do? See, my instinct right away was like the Dudes with Brews thing, like, okay, that we are the original ones, and I'm gonna claim it. We are the original Dudes with Brews. Yeah, Dudes with Brews on a porch, but we have been dubbing ourselves Dudes with Brews forever. That's us. That is us.
So we can't. So you don't want to go from Dudes with Brews to like Guys with Lives.
Guys with Lives, or I do like that. But
we've matured.
I don't want to go to Two Comic Dudes with Some Brews or whatever the fuck that one was called.
I think that was it, actually. I think the tagline, or whatever the fuck this is that was right in there.
And all these other ones, too, that are...
there's an insane amount of them that is like...
They started after us, too.
Brews with Some Dudes.
And they started after us.
So it's like...
but it's like... so a name that I thought of, and I would have to go on Google. I would have to look to see if this name is taken.
Do your due diligence.
Right. The Porch.
Just the Porch.
Just the Porch. And that, like, what that would be, I don't know.
It's very millennial, I feel like.
The Porch, yeah. It could be. We could stick with the beer theme, but we could do, like, try to, again, like, talk to more people that are experts in the fields, which would be hard to arrange, or we could talk about food and beer pairings, or, like, where it's kind of more the foodie side, the more beer-centric side, or give histories of breweries that we're doing, and we have a couple, we highlight breweries from all over the place. We try their stuff and we do things, but then it comes along the lines of, well, we've already done this one. That's difficult to do.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, that's just not something that I'm super
pumped about.
Like, it's just not my interest. That's your interest, and I feel like if you want to keep doing a podcast that's related to your interest in beer connoisseur.
I don't know how you say
I don't
it.
know the word.
Yeah.
I'm altogether willing to go on that ride with you and just be the side man who says some shit.
Yeah.
But I will never know what you know, and I will never know how to say anything about, like, and be intelligent. It'll be like me talking about DC Comics, where it's like, yeah, I'll have an opinion. I'll give you my opinion, but it's not rooted in intelligence.
What's something that you would want?
Facts that I know.
What's an area you would want to cover? Do you have any ideas?
Oh, man.
You had a podcast forming.
Yeah, I did. That was more like a psychology podcast, though, like about human psychology. And once again, like I just I don't know.
I don't know.
That was really just talking to people that I knew that I think are intelligent people about the things that make us up, or like how we decipher language into thought and emotion.
I mean, I could do a podcast about parenting. I got a lot of experience in that. I could finally do The Walking Dad.
Yeah.
Or something like that, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to be up quite a bit.
See, we could turn it, those hippie in the shocker in the morning, like those kind of things where it's like or Tom and the banjo guy. I don't know what they are, but where there's one wacky guy. Like, you could be doing real serious parenting talks, and then me as a single 35-year-old with no kids, I could just chime in with nonsense.
Yeah,
it'd be like a morning radio show.
Exactly.
In podcast
I like
form.
that. I do like that, and that's an option. Rob. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've talked to a few people about it already. Like, I don't know. I like doing this, but eventually it's got to stop, right?
I mean, honestly, I've been saying for a while, like, I maybe didn't put any monetariness into this podcast, but I put my whole life into this damn thing in terms of my insecurities and my embarrassing moments and
stuff,
so it's like there's nothing I haven't talked about on here.
Well, I mean, like,
but how much more can you? What more can I?
There's a lot of stuff we could talk about. Still.
I'm sure that there's stuff that'll come up, but it's like I'm really like. There are days where I'm like, okay, we got to record tonight. I got nothing. What did you do for the last 2 weeks? I sat on my ass and did nothing. I did not even have a weird grocery store interaction that I can do something with.
I mean, if you look at the history of this show, I started it, and I had a different co-host, Josh, who we were doing it for. I think he's on like six episodes maybe as the co-host, and then for good valid reasons he's like, hey, it's probably something I can't do. I'm expecting a kid, and then he had another kid, so I get that.
Yep.
And then I kind of shuffled through just random friends here and there, and then finally landed on you.
Yep.
And then we were working third shift, and then it just worked out, and we were co-hosts together. I was married to somebody else. I was living in a duplex in which I had crazy upstairs neighbors with like horror stories on that, to me getting divorced, and 2 episodes that some people heard, but most people didn't because they were deleted. And then
should still be put back.
I still have them. I have them. I could just throw them back on there. And then that whole thing happening, me getting a house, me being left, and that journey of a thing, and then
the night that you met your future wife is recorded as well.
I didn't meet. I already knew her.
Well, come on, man. It's supposed to be a team here.
I mean, like, she was already my friend.
I'm sure it's well documented.
She was already my
the
friend.
night you decided
To ask her out.
Yeah.
That was
documented on this podcast.
episode 100.
Yeah, that was
over 100 episodes ago, Rob.
You know what's funny is I think it took probably 70 episodes for me to stop going, Josh did more episodes than I did. I had to do 10 times the amount of episodes he did to be the co-host that he was.
Yeah, I love Josh. I don't see him enough, unfortunately. But yeah, I've gone through many jobs. I think when I started it, I was in radio full time. Then I went to where we were at, and then I went to another place, and then I got the job where I'm at now as a teacher. So there's like a full life can be documented, and I don't necessarily want to hang it up, but at the same time, I don't know what to do, and it's I'm in a pickle.
Yeah, it is a pickle.
In a pickle. You're going different ways west.
I'm going west. I'll make it work.
I know you will,
because it's going to be.
I just think it's going to be easier for us to both bail. I'm putting the blame on you and me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's going to be like, it's just going to be easy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Can we insert that JFK quote? There's something about doing things that are easy. No, we do it because it's hard or something like that.
But no, those are just some of the options I'm doing. And it's like, well, if we decide to kill this format, like, I'm not just going to abandon this feed. If I decide to do another podcast, I'm going to still do this so that the people that subscribe can listen to the new stuff. What is the new stuff going to be? I don't fucking know.
If I'm being honest, it's like I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you didn't have this conversation with me earlier. You're going to school, you're getting married, 2 kids, bought a house, new job. The old job was a pain in the ass. Like, there were many times where I was like, I show up and I just show up and talk. I know that that's all I do, but I know there's a hell of a lot more that goes into it that you're doing behind the scenes. Where it's like, if I was a better person, I would have been like, you want to teach me how to edit or upload or any of this? I'll take it off your plate for you. But I wasn't, and I can't go back. I can't change it.
This line of thinking stemmed off a person showing me a picture of a logo with a similar name,
with the same words that are in our logo.
That wasn't ours. And I was so mad. So mad.
Did that person subscribe before they found out? Because I would love to think of I would love the thought that, hey, guess what? 1/35 of your subscribers are on accident. That's a decent percentage.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's I was a little peeved. But yeah, so that's what I've been thinking about lately, Rob. That's what I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Rams can win. That's another thing I've been thinking about. So you said you had some dreams, and some pretty cool dreams, and do you want to talk about that?
I mean, I don't want to get too much into one of them.
Yeah, because somebody might take it.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this: I've been dreaming in shows and movies, and I dreamt in a movie, and it's just your typical story.
Hero's Journey
with Gwyneth Paltrow and Jake Gyllenhaal.
You dreamt about them.
Yes, they were the leads.
Them specifically.
They were the leads, and it was a typical, schizophrenic just looking for love.
Okay.
And another schizophrenic that's just looking for a dog that doesn't exist.
Okay.
And it's a tragedy.
Sounds like it.
where they get torn apart by an event, and then they get brought back together, and then one of them dies, and the other one's left alone forever. But it was, I don't know, the dream was captivating to me. And it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Gwyneth Paltrow. Can you go wrong?
No, you can't go wrong with them. Isn't Gwyneth Paltrow kind of nuts?
Perfect for the role.
I guess so. You're right. Well, some other big news, Rob. In my life, there's like some buzzing going on. I don't know.
Oh, I hope it's not me.
Oh, yeah, it is you. Watch that cable, I guess.
I'm trying to keep it like hoisted.
No, you're good. See, and that's another thing we could spend that $300 on. I could get some new XLR cables because that one's
I was like when I said microphones, I really meant I've been looking into a couple different microphones for out in LA for the podcast, just because I don't that blue.
I think if you use it correctly and make sure it's going through your computer,
if it's on one through the computer, like, and who knows with if I had a mixer, like an exterior mixer, as opposed to the software that I had.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's not get into the technical details.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say.
Something.
Yeah, we're having a boy.
Way to announce that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Congrats on that.
Thank you. We found out on Thursday. And now it's a matter. We picked a name. We picked a middle name. Set in stone. No changing it.
What's the name?
We're not telling anybody. We are not telling anybody the name because
just broadcast it out.
We have some opinions in our family. We have both sides of our family have some individuals with strong opinions about a lot of things. And I am sick, and I went through this before, like with my other two kids. When we said their name, people were like, ugh.
It's not Lucas Connor, is it?
Shit. You know
because that's a terrible, terrible name.
No, it's not it.
I'm sorry to Lucas Connor out there. I was joking. I'm just joking.
But I there's just, and it's like, no, we're not going to tell you the name. You can hold my baby, and then I'll say, oh, here is so-and-so, the baby's name.
What would you say if someone in your family was like, I just hope you don't name them, and then they say the name?
I would tell them to get fucked.
Would you tell your kid that, like, when they were 10, like, your grandma said this?
No.
When you were born?
No, I just hate, like, that people's, like, opinions, like, and I don't want it to impact me. The name we picked, I think is good. It's, I've never met anybody with this name, but I obviously know of people I've heard of the name, but I've never met anybody with the name, this name. And it's good. I'll tell you after this.
That's cool.
You got to keep it a secret, though.
I will keep it a
tell
secret.
Anybody.
I won't even tell anybody.
Good. But you know what I mean? Like, how horrible of a person would you have to be to hold a baby and say, oh, this is baby, whatever. And they're like, what a dumb name. Like, horrible name. You have to be a pretty big piece of shit, in my opinion.
I mean, it depends on how much stake you put. Like, I mean, yeah, you'd have to be a bad person. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But, I have thought about that naming somebody. You're naming a human being.
Yeah.
I might, if I had to name name a little human, I might research the most, like, what's the most,
obscure name or something?
No, not common, not obscure, but most successful name.
Sure.
Like, Jerry something, Jerry Rice or whatever. Like, there's a couple of those that got famous for things. Like, some people that like had ultimate abilities and like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's happened multiple times.
You think it's just because of the name?
I wouldn't. You're rolling the dice either way. Why not nudge it towards towards the number you want? Like,
so what are some names that you would name your? Say, the lady in the UP called you and said she's burying your child. What would you consider the name?
I would consider changing my phone number. No, it's okay. I'm sorry. Seriousness. I have no idea, man. I really don't. That might be half. That might be like 32.5% of why I don't want to have kids, because like it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
you're naming a human being. That's what they're going to be called every day.
Mm-hmm.
multiple times, probably most likely multiple times in one day, every day of their life, they're going to be called this thing.
Yeah.
And what if you get it wrong? What if the name does matter? What if it has some bearing on the way that someone like that a human being is how could it not? If positivity matters and negativity can, like, if those two things can change things, then the thing that you're called 20 times a day has to affect you in some way, shape, or form.
Well, think of all the actors that have changed their stage name.
I can say for 100% certainty, I would probably steer clear of Robert.
Robert Downey Jr.
He had to. He went through struggle.
But now he's on the top.
Yeah, but it's like
Fucking Iron Man.
Yeah,
Better.
I went through struggle
Marvel.
as well, and you know what? Sometimes, and I haven't even gotten anywhere, but at least I've gotten to the point where I'm through the hard struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 of 2 Roberts that we've brought up in this conversation.
Robert Woods.
Who the hell is that?
It's got to be somebody.
Oh, he was a Packer, wasn't
I don't know.
he? Or Brooks. That's Robert Brooks. I'm thinking of Robert Brooks.
There's somebody named Robert Woods out there. I'm
Yeah,
sure
Robert
he's doing
Woods.
pretty well for himself.
But I bet you he struggled
Maybe.
with something hard. Because I guess
Well,
every human does. So
my name is
what am I
Drew.
making? Yeah, I
There's
don't know.
Drew Carey. There's Drew Barrymore. Drew Bledsoe. You know? And then there's me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I
So maybe I think I would name my kid Drew.
Why?
Because all those people are people I look up to.
You don't need to look up to me. There's nothing to look up to.
Oh, we've gone through this on the podcast. I'm not going to rehash it.
There really isn't. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm just a.
Neither is Drew Carey. But
Yeah,
I still love the man.
He hosts Price is Right, and Price is Right at night.
Yeah.
What? It's just Price is Right, but later
I think it's Price is Right.
nights at night.
Yeah.
Instead of like bidding or guessing the prices of cereal, you're guessing the prices of butt plugs.
Yeah, Adam and Eve products, definitely.
Wouldn't that be? I would watch that. just to hear like the narrator guy. And here we have whatever anal beads, and just
it includes 6 anal beads.
yeah.
6 anal beads are included.
All this could be yours if the price is right.
Do we know any other
At night.
Yeah, do we know any other word like anything besides anal butt plugs, anal beads,
Lubricants?
Yeah, what the tingly gel? Is that something?
I don't know. There's a lot of things out there for
half
that type of world.
half butt.
half
thing.
butt. I don't know. You're talking to
I know that exists.
I would watch that though. I would watch that very much. Maybe that could be our podcast.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty niche. Pretty after dark stuff.
yeah.
You ever notice like podcasts and shows is, like when it gets into like the adult content, a lot of times it includes after dark. People do it at all areas of the day. Like, you know, it's not just an activity for at night.
Yeah.
What if you work third shift?
See, but night and dark are 2 different things. After you pull your light and light omitting shades,
Yeah.
and you hide in the darkness with your shame and your Adam and Eve and your girls wild girls gone wild. That's it.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when Girls Gone Wild commercials were on every after dark every night?
Especially on Comedy Central.
Comedy Central. Yeah, that's why I saw them, because it's like, man, I'm watching some South Park.
Exactly. Yeah, we were watching South Park, and then as soon as like 9:30 hit, it's all these Girls Gone Wild DVDs, and it's like,
Yeah, so I've got to change the channel when the commercial comes on in case my parents come downstairs. Like,
is that what it seems like?
Yeah, no,
I'm watching
just-
South Park.
I'm here for the animated children. Wait, that sounds bad.
These are the zingers that I'm gonna miss.
If we make that decision,
Yeah,
but I'll always be around to talk to.
It's a decision that you're gonna have to be a part of. But yeah, that's it. I ran 5 miles today.
Awesome.
I felt great. Like I did 2.5 miles in the wind, which was not fun. But then after that, I was like, damn,
I lifted a 5-pound weight today.
good.
50 times.
Did you?
Yeah.
For what reason?
because yesterday I played Beat Saber for 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't sweat as much as I thought I should have, so I've decided I'm going to start playing Beat Saber with weights on my wrists. And then I realized I got a little flab under here, so I started doing
Under your arm?
on the underarm. So I started lifting weights. Just I don't know, like it doesn't actually matter, but I was just sitting there and I was like, I could be doing something with this time. Beat Saber's helped me in terms of going like exercise is a good thing, you know.
Is exercise a good thing?
Probably not.
I feel like a lot of people obsess over the exercise. And it's not always a healthy obsession.
No, it's not. But I'm not somebody that can be talked to about this because it looks like I exercise, but I really don't. Except for now with Beat Saber, which I just really enjoy Beat Saber.
That fun, huh?
For me it is. I got rug burn on my feet.
What?
Both my feet.
You don't stand up when you do it?
Oh, I stand up, but I slide to the left and to the right, and I'm moving my feet.
Oh, on your feet.
Yeah, on my feet. What do you think I said?
Your knees.
That's a different game.
I thought you were kneeling and doing these things.
That's Beat the Saber.
Yeah. Is the Oculus really worth it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it depends on the type of person that you are, because some people really do get motion sickness from it, and
wouldn't that be a bummer? You buy that and then
buy that and have that problem would suck.
Yeah, I want to try it. I want to see what it's like. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a cool thing.
You should come over.
Oh yeah, you got to invite me. I there used to be a time where I could just show up whenever I want.
You could still just show up.
Yeah. I just
my mom would love that.
I've gotten old.
I would love that. I won't be there for much longer, but you could still always just show up there.
Yeah,
eventually they'll be gone too, you know.
Yeah, I know.
They're moving to Michigan, everybody. That wasn't like a throwaway my parents are dying thing. Like
you better get there quick.
Eventually we'll all be gone.
You better be there soon. And then and then some future man stumbles upon this podcast, and then they go on this journey, and then all of a sudden they're just like, why? What the fuck? Oh god, here they come. The mutants, the mutant mutts.
Apparently Barry was being
an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good at doing that.
See, and I think that the name Barry constitutes that. I mean, had you named him like Bear, I think if you called him Bear, I bet you
we do call him Bear
all the time,
frequently.
All right, well then Bear's out. But so apparently anything connected to Barry is just.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a reason that the the douchey guy on Archer is Barry, and the evil friend of Steve is Barry, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing we need to do before you leave for sure, Rob, is revamp that dating account.
Yeah, you want to re-up the
bio, get you some pictures on there, and we gotta get you like pictures of like not you like looking and staring at the camera with like a nervous smile,
like a shitty grin because I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
We need you like in nature, just like
granted that's not what my picture is now. So
we need you in nature, like kind of like
contemplating,
looking into the sky a little bit. You know, there's some snow on the ground, and you're looking or whatever, and looking like you go out and things like that.
Okay, looking like you go out. I don't actually have to go out, right?
No, well, just
don't.
for the pictures, you just have to go step outside.
Yeah, I can do that.
You know what? You can really get a solid picture at any
Can
angle.
we do green screen? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, we can make that happen. Do some green screen stuff. You're in space, in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm an astronaut.
I've stood on the pyramid.
You think they would believe you? Someone would.
God, if they did, that's the girl for me.
There you go. I see you have a hat back on.
It's cold outside.
Just because of the cold?
Yeah. I got another haircut, though.
Did you? Let me see it.
It's not as good as the first one, but it's basically the
Well,
same.
now it doesn't look good now because of the hat.
Hat hair, yeah.
Hat hair.
But it's basically the same haircut.
Okay. Basically
just,
the same, but different.
It's a little bit too, like...
Did you see the same person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we're working through it.
Yeah.
We're working through it.
You know, that is an important relationship to maintain, one with the barber.
Yeah, it's a good thing I found one right before I'm going to leave them.
Well, you're going out to California. They're everywhere. And good ones are
I'm going to
everywhere.
have to pay $50
Probably.
I'll go back to cutting my own hair.
You cut your own hair?
I did for the last, 10 years, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
How? Did you put a bowl over your head?
No. I just go short on the side, kind of try and thin underneath, and then comb it down. And then I put a hat on it, and no one would notice.
With what? With scissors?
But no, with buzzers. I would do everything with buzzers.
Really?
I never trim my hair. Yeah.
You cut your own hair?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Wow.
I don't.
I never thought they were that bad.
Oh well.
So you were doing something right.
I just felt like it's like laundry and the dishes. They seem illogical to me. Like it's just gonna grow back. They're just gonna get dirty again. That's why I hate doing dishes. I hate doing.
And that's why you don't shower that much, huh?
Yeah, that's it too. Yep.
You're just gonna get dirty again.
Yeah. We would all save a lot of time if we would just adjust our noses.
Right.
You know,
and we're always dirty.
Yeah. Like
We'd
just
be fine.
go. Hey, guess what? The human body dirty doesn't smell bad.
COVID probably wouldn't be a thing.
We'd save water.
You know what I mean? We have such strong immunities now.
We could take
would.
down Big Soap. I mean, that industry is.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Big Soap.
They have no morals, and they've got us leaned over a barrel, and people need to open their eyes.
I agree. You're onto something.
Yeah, dandruff shampoo causes dandruff. Look it up.
Does it?
Don't look it up, but I think based on my experience, yes, it does.
Dandruff's been an issue for you?
I don't actually know. I was always
I think you would.
I was always had so much anxiety about having dandruff that like I started using dandruff shampoo, and then like I really like think that I just
Stress-induced dandruff.
I would like put my head forward and just scratch the shit out of it, and like hope like
it starts bleeding.
Whatever, like dust would come out of there or something, and I'd be like, "That's all dandruff."
There it is. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
That Perp Plus doesn't work.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, I really didn't. The idea of dandruff was terrible.
And then you skateboarded to the airport and said, "I need some answers."
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
I know you bring Prel in on these planes. God damn it!
I bet you that person that you interacted with still talks about that.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Getting a button-up collar shirt and sports shorts, because that's what I wore back then. Basketball shorts with a button-up polo shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Professional up top.
Just loosey-goosey on the bottom. It's like a mullet.
On the bottom.
Yeah. Business in front, party in back,
Yeah.
type of thing.
He cut his own hair, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird, strange kid.
Yeah, I think we all were at some point in time, Rob. But we're gonna.
Oh no, I'm not trying to differentiate myself.
Oh, good. I think we're gonna cut it short today. I do. Oh no, San Francisco's winning.
I knew that would happen.
That sucks. That really sucks.
It's all right. They won't beat Cincinnati.
I hope not. I
want Cincinnati to win anyway, just because I think that is about damn time.
I have no respect for Jimmy Garoppolo because of what he said after the game. I don't know if you heard about it, but like he ran up to his teammate after the kicker won the game and he goes, "Fuck the Packers, fuck the Packers." That's what he was saying. And fuck you, Jimmy Garoppolo. If you ever listen to this podcast, I hate you. I hope you go bankrupt, and I hope one day you're begging me for money.
Super Bowl won't change the fact that San Francisco's getting rid of you at the end of the year.
Is that true?
I actually have heard people say that, but like,
yeah,
he's changing the conversation, I'm sure, but the conversation definitely started off with, we need a new quarterback, and that was at the end of the season.
Kirk Cousins might go to Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
trade for trade. So Baker Mayfield would be the Vikings quarterback. Well, that'd be something.
Yeah, I fully, but honestly, I fully expect to have to root for a team that sucks for a while with the Packers.
Oh yeah, you don't think
okay
he's coming back? You don't think Rodgers coming back?
I don't know. I thought he made a decision, but
because
I saw something about they probably were just talking about his hypothetical decision.
Well, he said so. I listened to him on Pat McAfee's podcast, a podcast that I listened to and that I actually like, Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. He said himself, he really doesn't want to do free agency, is what he said. He's like, yeah, it might not be off the table. He's like, but I don't really want to test free agency, is what he said. And then so that to me tells me I'm either going to be with the Packers or I'm going to retire. And I think if Adam stays, they got to create a cap. You know, they gotta lose some of the overhead that they have with the money, and they're well over the cap. So they gotta adjust that accordingly. But I think he still wants to have the key players. He doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. Matt LaFleur said, we're not going to rebuild. We're not looking to do that either. So I think there is a good possibility that he will.
I just don't care, honestly.
You don't care anymore?
He can go.
Yeah, and then we just...
I'm ready to suck for a while. And
then we can go to games for like $30.
Just root for a shitty team. Like, I was talking to my dad about this, where it's like, me and you, you even more so than me, we've only known 2 quarterbacks in our lifetime.
Right.
You know, like, my dad had to suffer
A long time.
for a long time to
Then
get to Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I'm ready to suffer for the team that I love.
For 20 years?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's not 20 years, but I'm ready to suffer with a crappy quarterback and still say I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, and let's prove fandom a little bit.
Well, I mean, we'll look at teams like the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, his second year, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He won the Super Bowl last year.
And we could very well get another great quarterback.
It's not gonna be Jordan Love.
Probably not. But it's
not.
like, you know, that's
Matt Flynn, get him back.
I liked Matt Flynn.
I did too. He was the best backup quarterback ever. He really was.
Yeah, he was a clutch backup. But yeah, I don't know. I just all this controversy with Rodgers is just making me upset with the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not even with the vaccine, not even with the mask stuff, but with his response to that. Like, oh, people are trolling me because of the statements that I made. And it's like, no, they might be mad at you and saying some shit because you can't win a playoff game or against the 49ers who suck and have Jimmy Garoppolo. That might be why people don't like you so much. That might be why people have things to say. However you want to twist it in your own head, that's fine. But for me, it's the fact that you can't beat the 49ers in Lambeau in 0 degrees.
When it's
Fucking hell,
snowing.
dude. Yeah, like, that's our stuff.
That is our stuff. My nature gives us that stuff.
Yeah, they don't call it the mild tundra.
It's a frozen one, bitch. Yeah. No, I agree. We should be watching them right now. We should be watching them play right now.
Yeah.
Beating the Rams.
Which the Rams should totally win this game, but that's the thing about apparently Jimmy G and the 49ers is they win games, and it's which I would argue that Jimmy Garoppolo had nothing to do with their win over Green Bay, but
no,
some people might beg to differ. I don't know.
The touchdown was scored by the defense. So.
Special teams, you know,
special
and
teams.
that's the thing. If we've got some overhead, it should probably be somewhere in special teams. If you like, I'd say get rid of a lot of them. And unfortunately, it's like Crosby, you got to go.
I think so.
It's not because of your field goal kicking and the problems that you've had there in the last couple of years. You can't even. It's the kickoffs. You got to be able to kick that shit into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because our special teams are not good enough to stop the run.
Yeah, you need a touchback every time.
Yeah, and
every time.
And we got a kicker that's 50 and can't make it there. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's like, so it has nothing to do with your ability to kick field goals. I love you for that, but you know,
yeah, he needs to retire.
I think it's just time for you to retire,
and I think he will. I think he will too. I think there's a good chance that he will. Yeah, I mean,
this is the thing about Dudes with Brews on a Porch. We give you both ends of the spectrum. If you listen to last week's episode, all comic books. Now we give you sports.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's
and
crossover.
hardships.
Yeah, and hardships.
Linear thinking and dilemmas. We have to really start adding on the porch. Fuck. That still makes me so mad. I hope they're really cool. I hope.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, maybe we do a crossover.
How you can't even call it a crossover.
It'll be called Dudes with Brews on a Porch.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Well, you know, listeners, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know who started it, and you know, we're trendsetters.
Well, it's like I said. Well, let's let them get to 8 episodes.
That's like the average
or
podcast.
10 episodes. If they make it past the average, then I'll start to sweat.
I'm not going to pay any more attention to them.
I honestly can't even find them because they're only on the apps that I don't use. So.
Oh, well, I mean, they're on the big ones.
It's like, learn how to use the full spectrum of apps.
They're on the big ones. All right, we drank.
I can't learn how to use the big ones. So
We drink Ology Brewing Company. One thing that would really annoy me is if they did the same beers as us.
Which there has to be times that they will. We've done over 200 beers. Like, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, eventually. You know what I mean? But like, they can't do the Wisconsin specific ones. I don't think they're in Wisconsin. I don't know where they're from. I have no idea. Ology Brewing Company. We drink.
What if they're from Fond du Lac? What would you do? Would we track them down?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We'd have a nice verbal exchange.
Yeah, we'd have
Hey, man,
words.
I wouldn't even like. If I ever talk to him, I'm not gonna be a jerk. Like I'm not. I'm just gonna be like, come on, you could have done a little more research.
See, yeah, but I'll be standing behind you just giving them the stink. Just the crazy Phillips eye.
All right. Ology Brewing Company. We drink Sprinkle Factor, the Tart India Pale Ale with peach, vanilla, and lactose. It was good.
It was good.
It
was really good.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was delicious. It was like a nice little treat. So, Rob, we'll be back next week. We're gonna keep doing what we do, as long as we do it and see how things go. But just looking in the future, June. Definitely in June, there's gonna be time where I have to step away for a little bit because a child is exiting out of my wife.
Maybe in June I can
We can do a
pick up
live
some
birth
slack.
podcast
See that? Yeah, I like that.
where we pair the beer with while we eat some placenta pasta.
Yeah, you could get like a one of those rhubarb. Sorry, I'm trying to actually
No, it's all
keep it
good.
off,
It's all good.
like from hanging. Get a rhubarb beer.
Yeah.
Nice reddish hue.
Ew, that's disgusting. Okay. Rob, drink it or dump it.
Drink it. Drink it.
Absolutely. All right. Love you.
I love you too.
This has been another great edition of Dudes with Brews on the Porch.
Nice.
Pew pew! Audio. Goodbye, everyone.